y'all. Welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, recruiting in yoga pants, in case you forgot. Just kidding. But no, this is kind of a last minute topic change. I was going to dig into something that I might reserve for next week. We'll see. But this week I want to talk a little bit about, this is something that's been coming up quite a bit on LinkedIn recently, and I'm so grateful for the conversation. I think this is a wonderful topic, actually. But how to respond to recruiter outreach if you're not really interested in what they have shared with you, or maybe you're not actively on the market, or for some reason, like this isn't the right thing, but you want to keep the door open. You want to maybe keep that recruiter in your network. You want to be a nice person, give them their in-mail credit back, whatever. We hear recruiters complain about that. Well, at least respond so I get my in-mail credit. Anyway, I don't send in-mails, so that's a tough one for me to understand, but okay. Back in my day, we had to open the phone book. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, no, I do want to give y'all some food for thought. Maybe I'm going to approach this from a couple of perspectives. So I want to talk a little bit about how I, as an employee, as a target, as someone who gets those messages, the recipient of recruiting emails and in-mails, how I personally respond. And then hopefully time will permit here, I'll be able to kind of talk about, and now here's what it looks like from the recruiter point of view, right? Because I do get those messages. I send a lot of emails. I said I don't in-mail. I will actually dig up your email address and talk to you there. That's just me though. Again, no wrong way to do this, y'all. I strongly encourage recruiters to decide what works best for you. I promise you, I'm not trying to tell you it's my way or the highway. Okay? Calm down. Okay. So, as the recipient of these messages, so I get a lot of these. Recruiting is crazy hot right now. One of the best markets for recruiters I've seen in a long time. So that's been interesting. So I'm getting a lot of these, and I am very fortunate, and I recognize the privilege I'm swimming in here, where I have a job I love. I'm making great money. I'm very, very happy, very busy, but I'm very happy. So I don't necessarily need to respond to those recruiter messages, but I also understand the importance of networks and connections and kindness. So I know I miss a lot because I don't live in my in-mail box all the time. But I know I miss a lot of messages. So if you're watching and I've not responded to you, I'm sorry. I'll try to get to it. But I do want to at least acknowledge the person, provided that the role potentially makes sense for me. So I will link to this video above. I have talked before about how to determine if a message deserves a response. You certainly are not required or should not be compelled to respond to every recruiter who's polluting your inbox. All right. I will die on that hill, y'all. I mean it. I'm not gonna back down off of that. Okay. Write a message that deserves a response. Period. That's your first job as a recruiter when you're talking about outreach. Your second job is to not get offended if you don't get a response, but that's another story for another time. Okay. But for those nice people out there who are willing to respond and want to kind of understand how to do that, this is what I do. Okay. So I, again, love my job, very happy. I'm in good place right now, but I know I've done that work. I've done kind of that introspection and thought about what's next for me. I know what it would take to pull me out. And I've written that down. And I've actually created a quick response that I can just copy and paste, drop it into my response to recruiters in my inbox and say, hey, thanks. I'm actually super happy where I'm at today. I'm not looking. If I were to make a change, I'm looking for A, B, and C. And I am very specific with, these are the things I'd want to do next. these, this is the compensation range. I'm a big fan of minimums, right? I would not, consider a move for less than X. That's where I'm at. Now, if I get fired tomorrow, oh, that's going to change, right? There's going to be a drastic adjustment to that message. But where I'm at today, for the time being, these are my parameters. And I'm very blunt about that. Now, you've got options, right? You can just be a simple, no response. The message just did not deserve my 30 seconds to reply, and that is okay. No thank you is a perfectly legitimate response, and it gets the in-mail credit back, I guess. So recruiters will be happy. Or not for me, but here's what I would want to hear about from someone like you. Those, I think, are the options, right? Those are kind of the three things I would want to lead with. There is a fourth option you might want to consider, which is, hey, not for me, but I have a friend. So if you know people who are actively looking, if you're comfortable recommending someone, you can do that. I do not give away my friend's information, but I will say, hey, I've got someone in mind. I'm going to forward them this message. Hey, is there a link you can send me? I think I know somebody who could be a fit. I want to give them a chance to reach out to you. So I'm going to do it that way. I am not going to give you my friend's contact info, because I've had a lot of people. I've even had and I have some feelings about this I won't go into, but I've actually heard from recruiters why did you send so-and-so to me? Well, I just thought you were somebody they should follow, or you hire what they do. What do you mean? Why did I? Okay, fine. I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay. Because some of y'all get salty and I don't like it. So anyway, this has happened a lot over the years and I've learned my lesson. Anyway, point being, I do, want to kind of allow people in my network, other job seekers, whatever, to be able to opt in and make the connection with the recruiter if appropriate. So that's the outbound. I'm the recipient of the message. That's how I would respond perspective. Now, let me tell you what it looks like from a recruiter point of view. So I'm emailing you, or maybe I'm in-mailing, whatever, it doesn't matter. However you're getting that message from me, I personally try to lead with I have a specific role I think could be great. I don't know if it's right for you. I don't know if my timing is even right. Most important thing, I want to know, what do you want to do next? If this resonates, that's awesome. I'd love to talk to you about it. That's what I think would make sense. But I also want to keep it open enough that if you want to do something completely different, we can have a conversation about that too. So that's kind of my strategy. And it's kind of one of the reasons I don't necessarily lead with comp, because I'm not trying to box us in, right? I'm just saying, hey, I think this is cool. However, should we talk about other options? Or, what's important to you? What lights you up? So I kind of write messages I'd want to respond to, I guess, which may or may not be a good thing. I don't know. Works out so far. I mean, I've built an entire career on it, so here we are. But that's kind of my perspective, right? So if somebody is replying to me then and they're saying, yeah, no thanks, I'm not on the market. Yeah, no, this role really isn't for me. I want to do something completely different and it looks like this, those kinds of things. That right there, that is like Christmas, right? So if somebody's just saying no thank you, then it's okay, that's cool. I'll take you off my list. I won't bug you anymore for at least 6 months or whatever, right? And that's fine. And I appreciate the acknowledgement of my message and the gentle letdown. I'm not interested. But if you're giving me something to work with, that gets me kind of excited, right? That I'm like, oh, okay, so you would want to hear about something completely different. Okay, so if I had a similar role in a different location, then you're open to a conversation. Okay, cool. Now I can go back to my desk and say, okay, I actually have this other position, or I know this other team is hiring something similar, or I know, I want it. Yes, I am a corporate recruiter. I'm responsible for filling roles on my desk, but I absolutely benefit from sharing candidates with my other colleagues, from helping fill other roles within my organization, whether I'm the recruiter for them or not. I'm hiring for the company first and foremost. And if you're telling me yeah, I'm open, for the right thing, in the right place, at the right level, for the right comp, whatever it might be, now you're giving me something to work with. And that's where I'm like, okay, awesome. I've got somebody maybe ready to make a change, open to conversation. Let me find the thing that lights them up, and then we can go from there. So that might mean continuing the conversation over email. That might mean, we jump on a quick 10-minute call just to kind of make sure we're on the right, page as far as like comp expectations or whatever. I do believe in talking about comp early. Y'all know that about me. So the next step could look very different, and you get to decide that as the recipient of the message, right? As the potential job seeker or potential candidate, you tell me what you want. Do you want to jump on a call real quick? Do you want to talk over email? Do you want to text me? I don't care. I'll meet you wherever you want to be. But I do want to at least start having some back and forth so that we're really honing in on what is the thing that you'd get excited about, and then how can I help you connect to that opportunity. So that's my perspective. I hope that was helpful. I tried to cover a couple of, different points of view here, and hopefully made it all make sense. So if you are not sure if you should be responding to messages or not sure how to respond to a message, I think first of all, run it through the filter of, does this deserve a response? Is it targeted to me? Did they spell my name right? Did they, did they mean this for me specifically? Secondly, is this a recruiter who works for a company or has a, profile that kind of speaks to their expertise, their authority, their connections, that I want to be connected to this person? And then finally, am I willing to open the door for more conversation? Am I willing to kind of say, this is what I want to do. Call me when you've got a role that looks like this, that kind of thing. Very, very helpful for recruiters. And we love to see it. So hope that helps, y'all. Let me know down below in the comments, as always, your thoughts on this. Have you tried this? Has it worked? Has it not? Give us some feedback. We love to learn from you, our beloved job seeking community. And with that, we'll see you next week.